You've stocked up. You've budgeted, planned, maybe even hit every Walmart sale you could find. You think you've got your bases covered: food, water, light, heat. But here's the truth no one talks about. In a collapse, it's not always the unprepared who fall first. It's the ones who stand out. When society breaks down, no law, no power, no backup, visibility becomes vulnerability. One shiny tool, one hot meal, one flicker of light can turn you from survivor into target. Not because you did something wrong, but because you look like you have more. And that's the kind of thing desperate people don't ignore. In a world where families are rationing rice and retirees are boiling gutter water to survive, the last thing you want is to look comfortable. Because the moment you do, someone notices. And once they do, they follow. They wait. And when the time is right, they take. This list isn't about what gear not to own. It's about what gear not to show. These 9 items may seem smart, useful, harmless. But if you carry them wrong, you're not just surviving, you're advertising. Let's talk about what not to flash when everything goes dark. 1. Thermos flask. Luxury in a cold world. In a grid-down world, nothing screams, "I'm doing better than you," like a steaming cup of coffee in the middle of winter. A thermos flask isn't just a container, it's a billboard. When everyone else is shivering, sipping cold water if they're lucky, and you're quietly sipping hot tea or soup, you're not just surviving, you're standing out. That warmth? It tells people you've got bull. It tells them you've got water, clean water. It tells them you've got time and comfort, 2 things no one else can afford. And the flask itself, shiny, durable, expensive looking. It doesn't matter what's inside. It looks valuable. That's enough. And here's the real risk. When someone sees you with a thermos, they're not thinking, "I bet he just heated that over a tiny fire." They're thinking, if he has that, what else does he have? And that curiosity is dangerous. How do you fix it? Wrap it in tape. Scruff it up. Don't drink from it in public. Never leave it out in camp. In a world where warmth is rare, a thermos doesn't just heat your drink, it heats up attention. 2. Mini solar lanterns. Light becomes a beacon. When the grid is down and cities sit in darkness, even a faint glow becomes a spotlight. Mini solar lanterns might seem like the perfect prepping tool. Compact, rechargeable, long-lasting. But in a true collapse, every flicker becomes a flashing sign that says, someone's here, and they're doing all right. Think about it. No street lights, no porch lamps, not even phone screens. If you're the only house on the block with a glow behind the curtain, you're not just seen, you're noticed. And notice means followed. That steady lantern light says you're charging gear. It hints at comfort, stability, and resources. That alone makes you a magnet. Someone struggling through their 4th night in the dark with the 3 kids won't ask politely what batteries you're using. They'll come looking, so what do? Don't ditch your lantern, just disguise it. Use red filters. Wrap it in cloth to dim the glow. Never place it near a window or hang it openly in camp. And whatever you do, never leave it running unattended. In collapse, light is useful, but only if it keeps you invisible. 3. Dutch oven. Smells like trouble. In a stable world, a Dutch oven means home cooking. After a collapse, it means you're cooking too well. These heavy pots aren't just cookware, they're broadcast systems. If you're using a Dutch oven in a crisis, it means 2 things. You've got food to spare, and you've got the time, fuel, and setup to cook it slow. That's a luxury, and luxury is dangerous. Imagine you're holed up in a dark apartment or makeshift shelter. Outside, people are cold, hungry, and losing hope. Then they smell beans, rice, stew, anything warm and filling. They don't care who you are. All they know is you've got more than they do. Worse, the Dutch oven itself gives away your setup. It's heavy. No one carries one unless they're staying in place, which means you've probably got a stash. That's how raids start. Fix it by downsizing. Use small pots. Cook fast. Keep the smells low, and never, ever cook when others are near. And don't leave cookware visible. Not on your pack, not outside your camp. In a starving world, people don't just smell dinner. they smell opportunity. Burn, mosquito coils and bug spray, scent of comfort, signal of supply. No one thinks much about bug spray until they're being eaten alive and you're not. In a collapsed society where hygiene falls apart and sanitation disappears, mosquito coils, bug repellents, and DEET wipes become gold. And just like gold, if you flash it, you're inviting attention. The problem isn't just that you're protected, it's that you smell protected. Citronella smoke, floral lotions, or even that synthetic DEET smell cuts through filth and sweat. And when people catch a whiff, they know something instantly. You've got stuff they don't. And it's not just about avoiding bug bites. If you're the only one not scratching, you're probably the only one not infected, not inflamed, not suffering. That makes you worth watching, or worse, worth robbing. So how do you stay protected without becoming a target? Apply repellent far from your sleeping spot. Use creams under your clothing. Burn coils only when no one's nearby, and never during daylight or when the wind's drifting through camp. Trash and packaging, burn or bury it far from shelter. Insects might be deadly, but the comfort of avoiding them, that's what makes people dangerous. 5. Collapsible water jugs. Shybers. Walking with liquid gold water isn't just a necessity in a crisis, it's currency. And if you're the one walking around with a large, clean, collapsible water jug, you're not just staying hydrated. You're broadcasting access to a rare and powerful resource. Most people won't have clean water. They'll be dipping from gutters, puddles, broken pipes. So when you show up at a stream or spigot with a purpose-built jug and confidence, you would then just told everyone, I know where the clean stuff is, and I'll probably be back tomorrow. That makes you valuable and dangerous to yourself. The jug itself doesn't help. It's big, bright, it crinkles and sloshes. If someone spots you filling it, you've given away more than your source. You've given away your plan. And once someone follows you back to your shelter, they won't just want your water. They'll want your filtration, your storage, your entire setup. How to stay off the radar. Use smaller, quieter containers in public. Fill quickly. Keep them deep in your pack. Only break out the big jug when you're hidden or it's dark. Never carry water the same way twice. Water saves lives, but flashing it can cost yours. 6. Flashlights, the brightest beacon in a dark world. In total blackout, even a flicker is a giveaway. But a high-powered tactical flashlight? That's not light, that's a homing beacon. It tells the world, someone's got power, someone's got gear, maybe even food. And when you're the only beam cutting through the dark, you're not navigating and you're guiding. Right to your position. Here's the real danger. Most people will assume the worst, or the best, depending on how desperate they are. If you've got a flashlight that works, then you probably have batteries, backup supplies, and maybe even a way to recharge. That turns you into a moving supply crate. And the strobe or high beam settings? They're worse. You think you're scanning the trail, but someone 2 blocks away sees flashing hope, and they start heading your direction. How to stay hidden in plain sight. Use red light settings whenever possible. Red doesn't travel as far and doesn't destroy your night vision. Wrap the head with cloth to limit scatter. Never shine into open spaces or point it at reflective surfaces. Keep movements tight, fast, and minimal, and never leave your flashlight on longer than you need. In collapse, light travels faster than sound, so don't just stay quiet, stay dim. 7. First aid kits. Medical supplies make you a mobile clinic. In everyday life, a red first aid kit means you're prepared. In a collapsed world, it means you're a walking pharmacy. And when antibiotics are rarer than bullets and clean gauze is worth more than gold, that makes you a target, not a hero. Most people clip their kits outside their pack. Easy access, right? Big mistake. That red bag with the white cross doesn't just stand out visually, it signals value. Because anyone with a cut, infection, sick kid, or even just a headache, they're going to see you as a solution. And if they're desperate enough, they won't ask nicely. They'll take it. Or worse, they'll follow you until they can. People won't care what's inside. They'll assume it's painkillers, antiseptics, insulin, antibiotics. To them, it's hope, and hope makes people reckless. Here's how to protect your kit and yourself. Ditch the bright colors. Strip away the crossing labels. Repack it into plain brown or black pouches. Split it into smaller kits, and keep it buried in your bag, not strapped to it. Medical gear is essential. Just don't wear it like a neon sign. In collapse, being the one with medicine is how you become everyone's problem. 8. Propane tanks. Fuel that screams, "I've got power." Before everything falls apart, a propane tank just means backyard BBQ. But after the collapse, it's a walking flag. I've got energy. I've got heat. I'm worth following. And it doesn't matter if it's half empty or barely functioning. To someone cold and desperate, it's still a miracle. Propane means hot meals, warm rooms, boiled water, things most people will have to live without. If you're seen hauling a 20-gallon tank or even a small camp version, you've just told the world, I have resources you can't imagine. You might be moving it to cook for your kids or warm your elderly mom, but that's not what people see. They see comfort, preparedness, survivability, and that paints a target on your back, especially in tight-knit neighborhoods or crowded survival shelters where people notice everything. The fix? Only move propane at night. Wrap it in blankets, trash bags, or tarps. Never store it visibly. Don't leave it next to your tent, your car, or your cooking area, and never talk about it. Propane is silent, but the message it sends, loud as a generator in a ghost town. Don't let fuel become your final mistake. Find butane canister stove, the invisible bullseye. You light it, it clicks, hisses, then glows. A butane canister stove seems harmless, compact, efficient, quiet, but in a collapsed society where hunger is constant and food is hope, the smell of something cooking is as loud as a gunshot. These little stoves are popular for good reason. They're easy to carry, easy to hide, until you use them. The ignition sound, the faint hiss, the scent of hot food, and even the flicker of flame in a dark world. It's all a dead giveaway. And don't underestimate the power of smell. People who haven't eaten in days will pick up the scent of ramen or rice from blocks away. It doesn't matter if it's a simple meal. What they smell is survival, and they'll follow it. What's worse? The stove doesn't just mean food. It suggests fuel, a stockpile, organization, maybe security, maybe more. So how do you stay fed without broadcasting it? Cook at dawn when others are asleep, using closed, sealed areas. No vents, no open windows. Avoid high-smell foods. Wipe down everything afterward. Never cook at night, never. Your stove is a tool, but it can also be bait. Don't let a hot meal make you cold forever. Invisibility is the only advantage that lasts. You don't need to be the strongest. You don't even need to be the most prepared. But in a collapse, you do need to be the one no one notices. Most people will prep loud. They'll brag about their gear, wear tactical backpacks in public, leave lanterns glowing in the night, and then wonder why they became targets. The sad truth? Collapse doesn't punish the unprepared. It punishes the obvious. Every item we just talked about, from a thermos to a mosquito coil, becomes dangerous not because it's wrong, but because of how it's used. Visibility kills. Smell, sound, light, even posture can turn survival into exposure. So if you're a retiree living off fixed income, or a mom feeding 4 kids on a budget, or a student scraping by, know this: the best prep is one no one sees. Strip the labels, kill the shine, cook without a trace, move without a pattern, stay boring, stay forgettable. In collapse, the invisible win. If this hit home, if you want tactics that aren't fantasy, that are made for real people with real limits, hit subscribe. Because surviving isn't about stuff. It's about what you don't let them see. Stay smart, stay quiet, stay unseen.